Okay, in this example we're going to use a couple of small bridges to share a few things with Photoshop in editing 4-band imagery. So I've got these opened in Global Mapper. To find out which OV and segment, I'm going to turn on those layers and hover the mouse over. So we have the OV sheet 402882 of interest. Now, the first thing in Photoshop I wanted to point out that's really handy in all of this is Mini Bridge. And we'll navigate to our, and this is a pretty small data set, but when there's a big data set, entering that number 402882 is quite handy, and zeroing in on the OV sheet that you want. Now, likewise, we'll turn that off and turn segments on, hovering the mouse over 1423_5. Okay. So that's next on our shopping list in the flats folder. 1423_5. And there is that. So the first thing that we're going to do to these is convert them to CMYK. And that's where these actions will come in handy. We don't want to really highlight that. So these 4-band actions I've got grouped, there's 4 of them. And I wanted to make note here the shortcut or hotkey or function key that has been assigned is unique to my system. You may want to change that. So we'll highlight the particular action that we want to work on, go to our actions menu, the panel menu, action options, and this is where we can assign new function keys, and then they can be in the combination of with the shift or the control or both. So we'll say cancel because I'm not going to change them. So the first action that we want to run on both of these is F3. Okay, so now we've got the right color space to do this 4-band editing. And the next thing is to come in and steal a little section of pixels using the Lasso. L is the shortcut key for that tool. L will lasso up us a bunch of pixels. Control copy, Control C. We'll come over to our OV sheet, zero in on that troubled area. Control V. We'll change the tool from L to the Move tool, shortcut key V. Now, registration we're going to do by changing the blend mode on that patch to multiply. And you can see through now, and we'll be able to line things up pretty well, but it's awfully dark. So this is when the next action comes into play. We're going to reduce a particular channel, the K channel, to 0. F4. And this will remain at 0 until we say otherwise. So now we can zoom in on an area and start to align. So I'm looking at these things right here, right now. And using the up and down arrow, we can nudge these 1 pixel at a time. Holding the shift key down while doing this makes them go faster. But you can also just do it 1 at a time without the shift key. and find where they're looking like they're on top of each other. So this is on the one side of the patch. On the other side of the patch, on the other side of the bridge, I should say, we don't see a lot of disagreement. This is a small patch. The relief displacement isn't severe. So that's okay where it's at. From here, we're going to put a mask and begin painting our mask. So we're going to put a mask on our patch, change tools to brush, and this is a softish brush, nothing really hard. The other thing that comes down to the gradients that we'll create using this soft brush is its size. The larger the brush, the greater the gradient. So we can start cleaning some of this up, softening the edges of our patch. Now zooming in, we can also reduce the size of our brush and the gradient. Now I've taken too much off here. We can start to see that handrail. I'm going to put it back by changing the color. The foreground and background color are set at their defaults, black and white, and we can change them, interchange them back and forth with the X key. If these were other colors, the default, or D, will bring up the black and the white. So with the white selected, I'm going to go back in and paint back what I just took out too much of. And because we've got it on multiply, we can kind of get a sense of it, but we can also get a sense if we turn the background off. Now we can see maybe there's a little bit here that ought to get put back in. This handrail and this head wall in here. Okay. This head wall, does it go far enough? Yeah, probably. Okay. Space bar down. Temporary switch to the hand tool. The panning. Space bar down. Now we can see over here. I got a little too carried away. So there's a patch from the flat. And we'll turn the background back on to see what issues there are. Okay, so now I'm seeing we've got kind of a double handrail going on. So I haven't painted back enough. We want more of that patch in here. Okay, turn the background off. Now, this other bit out in here, I'm going to go back to painting out, or painting with black, out here at the road and the sidewalk. We don't really need all of this. And you can just chop all that out of there. Whoops. So this bridge and this bridge are they're getting there. Not much to them really. We'll look at this one more time. Yeah, got a little carried away there. Okay, so we can turn the background back on, and this time we're going to take the patch and make it look normal, no more multiply. We'll just, and we can zoom in and see that there's nothing really weird. Although right there, that fence, I'm not sure I like that. So this is the patch. And now I want to kind of feather that out. That handrail's a little annoying. Anyway, there we are. So going back to the curves layer, we're going to run its deletion, F3, F5, sorry. So that has taken care of that adjustment layer, and the only thing that we have left is our patch layer and with its mask. So all that remains is to flatten. Now the layers flatten image I have already mapped to F2. I used that a lot, so that got the first function key. But there's also these that you may want to familiarize yourself with. Control E will just bring down the current, so you've got a highlighted layer and you'll bring it down on top of the next one. It'll be merged together. You can merge all of them, or you can flatten the whole lot, visible or not. If it's not visible, you get a warning. So that's the last bit before we convert it back to RGB. And for that, we'll just hit F6, and it does the conversion, and it's also prompting to save it. And my workflow is to save the thing that I've just created somewhere else. I don't want to overwrite the original thing that I've been messing with. So okay, so that writes. It does not close it, and you'll notice over here in our channels that the alpha channel, which shows as a grayscale, is the only thing that's visible. We turn this back on, we can see if there's any misregistration between the channels, and to just check it out, normal color. So that's it. Oh, and there's one last thing. The flat that we've got open, Control D will clear that selection, and not that it's necessary, it's just out of habit, and we're going to close that, and we are purposely, overtly not saving anything to our flat. And there you have it.